It's Monday, October 26th, 2020. My name is JJ. You're watching Bull Boom, Bear Bust, also known as BX4 or Bull to the Bust. I appreciate you joining me. So the stock market, huge sell-off today on the resurgence of the sickness, also with the election uneasiness, I guess we can call it. A lot of people are scared of what's going to happen if a new administration comes in, or even if the current president stays in office. People are kind of worried that they only wanted to keep the markets propped up until that November 3rd date. And then after that, there's no more motive to keep this illusion alive of the stock market. So many people are afraid that they're going to let it collapse. But let's look at both scenarios. And first of all, this was a big sell-off today. We've got the Dow Jones, the S&P, NASDAQ, Russell 2000, all deep in the red. The biggest drop was the Dow, down about 2.29. Actually, right at the end, the Russell had a bigger drop, 2.44%. Oil at about 38.50. Gold still over 1900, 1903 there with gold. Silver, $24.40, a bit of a hit there, over a 1% drop. I'd like you to let me know where you're at. Are you in stocks? Have you taken your money out of 401k if you had money in the 401k? Personally, I would not want to be in a very big position right now in stocks. I do have a few gold miner stocks, a little bit of crypto, mostly cash, and metals, waiting to see what happens. But either way, no matter who wins in November, there are some dangers, because if a new administration comes in, raises the corporate taxes, what kind of economic recovery are we going to see? Now, they're already telling us that there's an economic recovery. They're pointing out the fake unemployment number. But when you look at the labor force participation rate, unemployment's well over 30%. And we've dissected the flaws in the unemployment number here many times, so I won't go into that on this video. But the numbers that we're being pointed to or being told to look at are highly manipulated. The same with the stock market and all of the currency that's been created now just to prop these markets up, to bail out corporations, entire industries being bailed out. Record amounts of stimulus, by far exceeding the financial crisis stimulus as we predicted would happen even before the virus shut everything down or shut a lot of the economy down. We predicted that there was going to be record stimulus to keep this illusion alive. But when you look at investigating a crime, for example, you look at motive, okay? So I've always said, try to look at the motive of the individuals that are propping this market up. Who's making the decisions? And it's really surprising to me that they didn't put out another stimulus check, and we're only a few days away from November 3rd, a little more than 1 week away. Will something else happen? Will there be an emergency stimulus check sent out to the people? Will there be a massive debt forgiveness implemented? Well, you would seem, if you wanted to get reelected, that you would just go ahead and do that, considering you can conjure up unlimited amounts of money, especially now with the Fed and the Treasury basically intertwined. So we'll see what happens. It's very hard to sit here and try to predict, what these individuals have in store for us. So that's why I say the key is always to prepare for the worst. But a lot of people are hurting right now. We're going to talk about the stimulus check here in a minute. We're going to talk about the latest big celebrity to leave California here also. Now, first of all, here out of CNBC, it looks like the clock has run out on a new stimulus, and we've seen this go on for months and months and months. But let's take a look at some people on Twitter just to kind of get a people's reaction. Of course, I'd like to hear from you down in the comments on this as well. Why wouldn't they just send out a stimulus check? It's no skin off of their backs, right? If this was a precious metals backed currency, then yes, it would be more difficult just to conjure up these $1,200 or whatever $10,000 stimulus checks. But we all know it's not backed by anything, so they can type up as much stimulus as they want to, but they're not doing it. Ask yourself why. Tweet here, I think we all deserve a $10,000 stimulus check. And I didn't actually go through and pre-screen these. I just picked out the latest or the most recent tweets that had the word stimulus check in it, or the phrase stimulus check. Another tweet here, Nancy, we are dying here. I think she's talking about Nancy Pelosi. This is America. We pay taxes. We need to stimulus unemployment and check, please. Here's another one here out of Maya. Remember, we thought we were going to get a second stimulus check. LOL. Yeah, some people are laughing, but more people are crying, I think. Miss tweeted out the following: dressing up as a stimulus check for Halloween so that everyone will want me. Yeah, that's if you can go trick-or-treating. I think they canceled trick-or-treating in most parts of the country. Maybe it's just in California. I don't know. I'm not really concerned about trick-or-treating. I think there's a lot bigger problems to worry about. So if you want to investigate that and post it down in the comments, feel free to do that. Another one here, Dev Decker tweeted out the following: they are really sending folks to the polls in the middle of a pandemic without a second stimulus check. The unwarranted contempt they have for the American voters is palpable. I have to agree. I mean, it seems like this is a big setup, that this whole political situation, the social unrest right now, the divide in the country, it almost seems like it's choreographed. Like I've never seen a more divided nation, and the differences between the people on the left and the people on the right, it seems like everyone has exact opposite views. It's almost like these people are being told exactly what to say and what to support and what not to support to cause division. There's barely anyone that I see that has a balanced view on things, okay? But isn't it interesting that when people get stimulus checks, the one stimulus check that we got, 7 months ago, they call that socialism, but yet unlimited funds are pumped into these corporations, bailout, rescue programs, and no one calls that socialism. It's simply amazing how just blinded people are to what's happening here. This looks like a designed destruction and putting people in poverty. There's no other way for me to look at it unless something big happens. But that's okay, because most of us, we've been preparing. We've been talking about this for going on 3 years now. We knew it was going to hit the fan, so to speak. So what's going to happen? They're going to try to pin this on the people even more, and they're going to try to raise taxes, and they're going to say, hey, look at all the spending we had to do to quote-unquote save the economy and save these mega corporations, and now you need to pay for it. So you need to give us more of your paycheck. And the higher taxes, what it's doing is just running people out of certain states. Let's talk about California here. This guy right here, yeah, Gene Simmons, this is out of ultimateclassicrock.com. He is leaving California due to unacceptable taxes. And from what I read here, he's going up to Washington State. And believe it or not, this band's still going. They were on tour before the shutdown, before most artists had to cancel all their concerts and their tours. Has Kiss had a good song in the last 20 years, 30 years? Well, I guess it doesn't matter, because people will pay hundreds of dollars to go watch them in their makeup and spit out some blood singing the same songs. But back on the topic here, Gene Simmons' mansion is going to be listed for $22 million. And here's something interesting. He paid $1.3 million for this mansion back in 1984. Now it says here he did a lot of upgrades, and about $12 million was put into the property. It's got 7 bedrooms. It's got a pool with a 60-foot water slide, full-size tennis court, parking for 35 cars. There was a reality show that showed a lot of the mansion, so I won't go into too much detail, but just another celebrity leaving the state of California. To name a few other celebrities that are leaving California here, recently we have conservative commentator Ben Shapiro, of course Joe Rogan, most people know about that. A YouTuber that I like to watch, Graham Stephan, he's an investor out here in California. He is moving to Las Vegas, but he's still going to keep his investment properties from what I hear in California. So that's going to be interesting to follow and see what happens out here in California. But yeah, I'm still here. For those that are asking, I'm still here for now. Maybe when my kids get a little bit older, I'm going to pack up and get out of here, but it's just challenging right now with everything happening. We also have a kid with some major health issues, and we have a hospital out here called Rady's Children's Hospital, and there's a lot of procedures that have to be done there, so just many reasons why we're staying for now, but it's definitely on the horizon if things don't change in this state. I'm going to be heading out here, I think, in the very near future. Now, it's pretty sad for me to have to leave California. I came out here about 20 years ago The early 2000s, moved out here from Michigan, and back then California was just paradise. Of course, snow and blizzards in Michigan, like 5-6 months out of the year. Sometimes you would see cold weather and snow. And the transition and the changes that I've seen in California just in 20 years, the parking, the overcrowdedness, the traffic, and it seems like California dreaming has turned into a California nightmare. It's about all for this update, everybody. Thanks for watching. Appreciate your support. Thank you for being here. Please make sure you've got the notification bell on and that you're still subscribed. We've heard that there's been a few glitches here, people getting unsubscribed, things like that. So thanks for watching, everybody. Stay well, stay prepared, stay safe. Peace.